Okay, let's get into this. How do you actually think about your career path? Are you, mapping out every single step 5 years ahead?
Or are you maybe more focused on just getting done what needs doing today?
Exactly. It turns out how we perceive time, like the present versus the future, well, it can really shape our professional lives, sometimes not in the best way.
Yeah, and it's interesting how that perception ties into building what some authors call career capital.
Right, and that's what we're exploring today. We've looked at excerpts from Insights to Career Capital, the book by Guy Albieri, Quy Nguyen, and Camille Sweeney.
And they identify these distinct approaches people take. We're going to zero in on two of them today, the myopic and the hyperopic career manager styles.
So our goal, really, is to unpack what these styles actually look like based on what the authors observed.
And maybe understand why they can be limiting and why recognizing them might matter for you and your own path.
Okay, so let's start with the myopic career manager. The source describes these people as seeing clearly what's right in front of them, but have no vision of what lies ahead.
Right. So incredibly focused on the immediate stuff.
The urgent tasks, the deadlines,
The project right there. You know, like the student totally buried in books, ignoring everything else.
or the professional just drowning in their email inbox, can't even look up. The present just consumes them.
Yeah, and the book highlights a pretty big downside to that intense, like, nearsighted focus.
That's that.
Well, they tend to miss signals, important ones, from, the outside world.
So they're not really watching industry trends or paying attention to new tech or even networking much outside their bubble.
Exactly. They're just too busy dealing with now.
And that lack of awareness. The authors point out a real danger there. Their knowledge, their skills, they can become ossified and obsolete fast.
Yeah, the world changes around them, new tools, shifts in the market, but the myopic manager was so deep in today's tasks, they weren't prepping for tomorrow.
So if you ask them about long-term goals,
The source suggests their answers are often kind of vague or just not there.
the sources even break it down further. Two subtypes of myopic managers: indulgers and dwellers.
Right. Indulgers seem to get caught up in the short-term comforts, avoiding hard stuff maybe,
Yeah.
getting distracted, coasting.
Letting potential just sort of slip away.
And then the dwellers, they might see a future, sort of, but they get paralyzed
Paralyzed by what?
by the immediate hurdles, the discomfort of actually starting something new. They see how hard step one is and just stay put.
So it sounds like both types, even if their reasons differ, are basically stuck. Stuck in the present, not really moving towards the future effectively.
Which does raise the question, right, if the myopic manager is all present, no future,
Yeah.
what's the flip side the book talks about?
Yes. That brings us to the hyperopic career manager. Very different picture here, according to the authors.
These are the big dreamers. They have this high-resolution, grandiose view of the future.
Huge success, recognition, maybe glory. Their future seems incredibly detailed in their minds.
And this is the key bit the book stresses, while that future is crystal clear.
Their present reality is often described as, blurry and misaligned.
Exactly, misaligned with those grand dreams. They spend loads of time indulging in what the future could hold.
Getting lost in the excitement of it all, imagining the big wins.
Yeah.
Feels good, right?
Totally. But when it comes down to the actual work, taking the steps today to make it happen,
Uh-oh.
the source says they tend to leave that to their future selves to figure out.
So they disconnect today's actions from tomorrow's goals. Kind of lets their current self off the hook for the hard work.
Precisely. So you've got the myopic manager, trapped by the present, risking obsolescence.
And then the hyperopic manager, lost in a future dream, but failing to act now, risking that potential just evaporating.
And if you connect it back to the bigger idea the authors are presenting,
Both styles, even though they seem like opposites.
they share a critical flaw, failing to effectively link present action with future needs. One is busy, but maybe not effectively for the long term.
The other has the vision, but no grounded action today.
Recognizing these patterns, like the book suggests, is really the crucial first step. Seeing which way you might be leaning.
Right, so thinking about these two descriptions, myopic, hyperopic, here's something for you, the listener, to chew on.
Given these styles, these potential downsides,
Yeah.
how can you actively build a career path that really grounds your actions in the present,
Taking the necessary steps, responding to what's happening now.
while also keeping a clear but achievable vision for where you actually want to go? How do you balance both?